I have a pile of pumpkins here, and I'm going to turn these into some fabulous redesigned farmhouse looking pumpkins. I'll show you a sneak peek of some of the ingredients that I'm using. Well, some of the supplies that I've gathered up to you. So yeah, these are going to be super cute. The vendor market coming up next weekend, and so I have piles of things that I want to work on to sell. This is one of them. I will bring you along for this, but hint hint, we have some pretty little flowers and succulents and some cute little planters. So we are going to be planting in those little guys into some cute fall planters. Let's see. I'm going to move him over here. So here's a very inexpensive way to add some cute little fall decor to your house. You can get these little planters. They're just ceramics I picked up at the Target dollar spot. I'm not painting them or anything. I mean, you can add any kinds of little plants to the inside of them and make them quite charming. And I also got these little pumpkins too to add little planters. I'm actually prepping these for a market that we're going to be going to next weekend. So yeah, thought I'd bring you along and kind of show you what I do. Here's a #1 tip. If you were going to transplant anything or pot up stuff, get you an old cake pan from a yard sale or Goodwill and always use it on your table. I love doing stuff outside, but sometimes it just feels nice to sit in the house at the kitchen table and just be able to do it throughout my day. But having a plate or having a pan like this really contains all the dirt, and it helps you feel like if you have to stop throughout the day to do other things, that you can just come right back to it. And when you're done, you just pick up your cake pan and you dump it outside or dump it back into another pot outside. That's what I do. I tend to be a little, I don't know what you want to call it, a little stingy with my dirt, so I usually, unless it's just a little bit, I usually pop it back into a flower box or in a pot outside. So yeah, we're just going to give this little guy some dirt, and I think I'm going to grab part of this plant for him. And you buy these plants at the store. A lot of times you want to kind of look down in there and see if they can be separated easily. Some succulents can, some cannot. I was really hoping to find some more moss and fern-like plants, but our local stores didn't have any this late. Well, here are all the little planters all potted up. It didn't take long at all. And confession time, even though I had that big cake pan, I did get dirt all on my table. It's just part of the process. But aren't these so darling? They're just so cute. They all have their own little hairstyle. These little pumpkins with this hanging fern is just adorable. Were you ever that little girl who, when you drew a picture of an animal or a person, and it wasn't until you put the eyes on that you thought, oh, now they're alive and they have a personality? That's kind of how I felt about these little planters. As soon as they all got their hair done, I felt like they kind of came alive. And all I wanted to do was name them and tell a story about what their adventures would be. They're just too cute. And then there's the big ones. I love how her hair just drapes right in front of her face. Very cute. Now I have to resist the urge to keep a couple for myself, because now that they're, now that they're like alive and they have personality, I feel like they're talking to me and they want to stay. So all the little market pumpkins are ready as well. These were a DIY, and oh, this is the first time I've made these, and I think I'm quite smitten. These are just absolutely charming. Tiny little mossy pumpkins. I love the really little ones. I was already hoping I could find some copper wire or some darker wire, but this was all we could find, so I thought I'm just going to use what I have this year. I still think they look absolutely adorable. Next year I can always make and add some copper wire. Keep an eye out for some of that stuff. But they are so cute. So cute. They are ready for their market debut. And then I have these pumpkins. So these are going to market too, but these are what I like to call kitchen sink pumpkins. If you know what they're made of, comment below. But I made these last year and they were quite a hit. People thought they were so clever. These are perfect to put in like little gift baskets if you give a blessing basket around Thanksgiving, or as a hospitality gift for those who are hosting Thanksgiving. It's just so cute. So yeah, we've got a few of those made to bring next week as well. So I'm getting ready for a vendor event this weekend, and don't worry, they are leaning strategically and they're not going to fall over. But this becomes a very small pathway for the babysitting kids, and so I try and keep it as condensed as possible. But I went through and gathered things up from the shop and from other places that I will be taking to sell. It's kind of all just mismatched right now. And then these 3 bins have merchandise in it. I have one more bin that I'm working through, and a few other things here. We have a little chicken stool back there and some Christmas signs. But this is kind of what we do. We gather things up, and then today is Thursday, and then on Friday night after we do our town errands, we'll load everything in the van. But today and tomorrow it's supposed to be scattered thunderstorms, and since all this stuff was like in 2 or 3 buildings, I went ahead and decided to just gather it all up today and just bring it in the house. That way if I can, if I need to price anything or dust anything off, I'll be able to do it, and then we'll stack up those crates on the table. So that is kind of where I am now. So for vendor events, I don't know if it's my age or if it's just the fact that I manage a lot. I have lists on index cards everywhere. So I'm going to go through and check off and see what I've done already and be able to just keep myself on track. Just kind of got to do the next thing. I pile in the living room that I'm working through for our vendor event. Don't mind the big red ball, but we have little kids here and they like playing with this, so it's actually on top of the toy box that's in our living room. But I'm working through piecing together some pumpkins out of these canning lids and the canning rings, and then this is a bin of Christmas and fall merchandise from the shop that I need to go through and decide what I'm bringing and what I'm leaving here. And then this is like, I use different things to just plug throughout the booth to kind of show prices on things. So I got to go through and check all my signs and see if I need to make some more. And then I have some fabric because I tried to go find labels for all my apple butters and nobody has them, like the circle sticker labels that you can print off and stick on top of the candy lids to tell what they are. Nobody has them, so I'm just gonna try and figure out something cute to make. And I did put stickers on all of the gift bags for the vendor event, so I think we've got 40 bags. Hopefully, Lord willing, I'll use them all, but if not, I'll have more. And then I'm working through some other new items. These are little bookmarkers, and then I did a couple of these to sell as well. They can be ornaments, but they can hang up year round. I'll show you what the bookmark looks like. So we've got this little book out to check the sizing. But yeah, it's just these cute little houses. And there's a few beads on top there. And then it goes all the way through. And a few beads on top there. So those are fun. Those are a new item. So yeah, hopefully those will sell. But Hostina's has a cute little farm store. I'll take you in there, show you how adorable her stuff is.